You've probably heard the announcement. It is the great lock-in of 2025. If you've been on TikTok, you've probably heard more of it than if you were here on YouTube. I heard about it on YouTube because I'm not really on TikTok. But basically what the great lock-in is a light version of monk mode between September and December 2025, where you get to focus on your goals and accomplish your goals no matter what. So it's a season of intentional focus to reach your goals. Now, I love this concept. As a type A person, I really love this concept because it reminds me a lot of the 12-week year. If you haven't heard of the 12-week year, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about that. I recommend you watch them. I like that because it's not so much looking at accomplishing certain goals within quarters like January to March and April till June. It's looking at any 90 days during the year. You can start on October 15 and then the following 90 days. So it doesn't really follow a specific quarter of the year. And even though the Great Lock-in technically follows September till December, the concept is still the same, okay? You're trying to focus on specific goals. Now, I've watched a few videos from other creators here on YouTube, and I must say that too many of them are setting their viewers up for failure because they are talking about the Great Lock-in as this miraculous transformation of your life in 120 days. Let's be real. Let's be real. And let's be real, it's not going to happen. This is exactly why it's not going to happen. If you're trying to transform your life, all aspects of your life, within 120 days, you're setting yourself up for failure because it's not very realistic. They're telling their audience to transform their finances, to transform their bodies, transform their love life, like to find a spouse, get married, have kids, all of that within 120 days. Of course, I'm being sarcastic, but the point is that they are telling you to focus on way too many goals. Based on research, 94% of people who set goals in January will abandon them by the end of February. That's 2 months. 2 months, most people will drop off. Only 6% will follow through. More research has shown that 43% of people who set New Year's resolution will abandon them by the end of January. So if you're approaching the Great Lock-in with the same way you approach the New Year's resolutions, you are more than likely going to fall under the statistics. Either 43% or 94% who abandoned within the first month or the second month. Now, a few creators are doing it the right way, which is encouraging their audience to focus on one specific goal. One of these creators is Colleen Mary Caves. I'm going to link her video below. It's quite long. It was a live. I also enjoyed watching Felicia Jarrell's video because I like how step-by-step her process is. She's a pen and paper girl, and I really like that about her process because she was really showing the process that she was taking for her lock-in. She recommends having not more than 3 goals. I would lean towards the 1 goal rule, but I still enjoy how hands-on and step-by-step her process is. Unfortunately, too many creators are given unrealistic strategies. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to focus on one specific goal. Because of what we talk about in this channel, of course, my recommendation is for you to focus on that move abroad goal, but even more specifically on how you're going to fund your move and sustain your life abroad. Okay, so it's not about changing your nutrition, changing your body, changing your relationship with your spouse, changing your relationship with your kids, and move abroad and all of that. No, it's just one thing, one goal to focus on, and then you can add more goals once you've mastered the first one. Okay, that's also research based. Focusing on one goal every 30 days, it will be more likely for you to succeed and reach those goals than trying to focus on 30,000 goals at the same time, okay? So we're going to focus on one goal. And this is where I want you to grab your pen and paper. What is your specific goal when it comes to funding your life abroad? In other words, what is your number? What is your magic number? How much money do you need to bring in every single month in order to have a thriving life abroad? Is it $2,000? Is it $5,000, $10,000? What is your magic number? Another important thing that you have to understand when it comes to the Great Lock-in or any goal setting system is that your goal is subjective. Your goal is your goal. Your path is your path, is not my path. So even if you have the same measurable goal, let's say $5,000 a month, your path to get to those 5,000 might not be the same path as me. Okay? Your strategy is your strategy. Your path is your path. So you cannot just compare your path to other people's path. You have to be able to stay in your lane, but your lane has to be very, very clear to you. Okay? So we have to do the work to make sure that you're very clear on what you have to do so that by the end of our lock-in season, December 2025, you have reached your goal to making at least that specific amount of money every single month, or at least setting up systems that will allow you to make this amount of money every single month. Got it? One other point that I wanted to make is that this great lock-in season is not a season to catch up on everything you weren't able to do for the past 10 years, 20 years. No, again, this is not a miraculous season. It is a season of intentionality where you're trying to set yourself up for success. Okay, so one goal that is a stretch for you, but still realistic. That's why we're focusing on just one thing at a time. So you've written down your goal on your piece of paper. Under that, I want you to write down 2 to 3 major things that need to happen in order for you to reach that goal. So let's say our example is still $5,000 a month, okay? So what do you need to have accomplished in order to make $5,000 a month? And for example, again, we are going to focus on your online business. What are the things that you have to do? Maybe it's to monetize YouTube. Maybe it's to launch your services. It could be different things, but we want to be very clear on what your strategy is going to be. So you get to write this down. Third level, under this level, you're going to write the action steps, the tasks, the things that are necessary for you to do in order for you to launch those services. Let's say that you are launching a new service, a new offer, maybe it's a group coaching program that you want to launch. All right, what do you need to do in order to launch that program? Well, there's a long list of things that you need to do. But here is the trap. I don't want you to get caught up on the small task. We want to focus on the things that are aligned with your goal and the things that have a direct impact on your goal. Honestly, having a website, working on a logo, doing a photo shoot, these are good for your business, but they do not have a direct impact on you making $5,000 by the end of the year. Okay? So these are low level tasks. These are low priority tasks. High priority tasks include promoting your offer, talking to your audience, being where your audience is, leveraging other people's audiences by being featured on their YouTube channel, on their podcast. This is direct correlation between what you do and the result to get people enrolled in your program. And how do you know is a direct correlation? Think about the action. Once you do this task, what is going to be the reaction? If you go live on somebody's channel, YouTube channel, and their audience is your ideal client, at the end of this live, could one person sign up for your service? Yes. That means that being a guest on somebody's YouTube channel, it's a high level, high priority task that you absolutely need to have as part of your strategy. You need to write it down. What are the things that are high priority, the things that are low priority? Low priority, either outsource them or just don't do them at all. Eliminate. We have to learn to say no to certain things. That way we have more time, energy, and funds to say yes to the things that are important, the things that are a priority in this season. Now, the beauty of this is that once you know exactly what you have to do every week, you get to decide what you get to do every day. These tasks will now become your SOPs. And the more you do them, the more they become second nature. And that's how you reach your goal. What can these tasks be? Again, if you're looking at your week, you need to have a YouTube video posted every week, okay? And I'm just giving an example. You need to pitch to be featured on somebody's podcast, channel, whatever it is, okay? Another thing that you can do on a weekly basis is post your own written content, or maybe it's creating a reel, maybe it's sending an email. So these things that you get to do every single week are repetitive. They will become second nature for you. Now you get to decide, what are you doing on Monday? Maybe Monday is your batching day. Maybe Monday is your outreach day. Maybe Tuesday is your upload day. Maybe Tuesday is when you do some YouTube research. You figure out what your next content is going to be about. Maybe Wednesday is your go live day. Maybe Thursday is your rest day. Maybe Friday is, so you get to decide and organize yourself, organize your schedule so you know exactly what to do when, and that way you don't burn out. When you have that SOP, when you know exactly what to do, when to do it, it's easier to get in the rhythm and not drop off. Of course, going back to number one, the reason why you set your goal is that you have to be motivated. This goal has to be meaningful to you, because there will be seasons when your brain is going to be like, you know what, I don't think this is going to work. Let's go back to our usual routine. Let's not wake up earlier to work on this. Let's not stay up later just to work on this. Let's not post this video because our hair doesn't look right. Or let's not DM this person because we don't have enough followers and subscribers, so I'm sure they're not going to let us come on their channel. The brain is going to dissuade you from doing something different. So you need to stay the course with these habits. Every single day, you need to stick to the script. A great strategy to help you stay focused and intentional on the things that you have to do is for you to get accountability and support. Support can come from friends, family members, for them to check on you to make sure that you are doing the thing that you want to do. And accountability is a more intentional group. This is where you get together with your biz besties or with a coach or a community of other like-minded people who are also on the path with you, who are also locked in, who are there to share their wins, their challenges, where you can support each other and keep each other accountable. At the end of the day, and I speak from personal experience, putting it on paper is not enough. I personally put together a beautiful Trello board back in March on my 12-week plan. It looked beautiful. However, since March, I never opened that Trello board again. And the reason why is because I am a pen and paper person. I know that, but I also love Trello because it makes things very pretty and organized and all of that. So I fell in the trap of getting distracted with beautifying my task instead of staying on task with the task that I was supposed to implement. Okay. And so know the kind of person you are. If you're a digital type of person, you have to make sure that you're checking back inside of your tools that you're using so that you can stay on track. If you're a pen and paper person, where can you visually put your plan so that you can see it? You can also have it as a screensaver on your phone. That's something that helps me a lot, knowing every time I open my phone, oh, this is the goal. This is what we're working towards. So that way I can be more intentional when I open my phone on, okay, what am I going to work on? Am I going on social media to be a consumer of information or to get inspiration in order to be a producer of meaningful content? You get to make that choice. It's definitely not easy, and that's what this research shows. I mean, 94%, let's just say most people will abandon the goal by the second month. So now with a great lock-in, just know that by November 1st, most people would have abandoned. What are you going to do starting today to be part of the 6% who are staying locked in on their goals until the end of the year? Let me know in the comments if you're going to get locked in with us for the next 4 months. I know September already started, but it's never too late. We can get started today. You can type lock in the comment. That way I can come back in 30 days and check on your progress. I wish you all the best on this journey. I know it's not easy, and that's why I really want you to be intentional with the actions that you're taking every single day. If it was easy, everybody would do it. It's not easy to be part of the 6%, but I know you can do it. Again, let me know in the comments if you're going to be part of this journey with us. Until next time, bye.